Hey everybody, today we're going to do a whole chicken. We're going to prep and tie and cook and cut a whole chicken. So first thing we're going to do is prepare a compound butter. I get a bunch of parsley, chop it up, get a quarter cup of butter, add it, throw some sage. I'd say, I guess that's about a teaspoon. Fresh ground pepper, mix it up. My butter was actually not thawed as much as I'd like, so what are you going to do? Next, get your chicken and take the insides out. That has your liver and whatever else that's in there. We call them gizzards, giblets, whatever. But next you want to dry everything. You want to make sure your chicken is completely dry, so when you go to butter the outside, the skin gets nice and crispy. It might take 4, 5, 6 paper towels, but get it done. It's actually worth it. Next, get some butcher's thread or yarn, or I'm not exactly sure what they call it. But just measure it, take a length, bring it to your elbow. Do that twice, and then cut it off. Next, we'll prepare what we're going to put inside the chicken, which is shallots. Shallots are like a garlic onion hybrid type thing. They cut just like onions, except for sometimes you'll get like two bulbs in a single onion, or I'm sorry, a single bulb. So just cut it like you would an onion, and then peel it. Obviously throw everything away, and just quarter them. Also grab a lemon and quarter the lemon. Lemon's always good with chicken. So when you start to tie the chicken, you want to put it upside, or we'll stuff it first. Put about a tablespoon of salt in there, pepper, whatever you want to season it with. I just did salt. And then throw your shallots of lemon on the inside of it. I'm going to fold the wings like so you can expose the meat of the wing to the heat of the oven. And now turn it over, and we'll start to tie it. Get an even length, and first thing you do is you wrap it around that neck bone. And make sure you're even. Then you crisscross it, and then turn the chicken over. You want to bring the threads over the legs. Now I made a mistake here. You don't want to go across. You see that on the right side? I went up over the leg. You want to go under it. With the one on the left, that's exactly what you want to do. And then, fold the legs together, tie a knot. You want it super tight. That actually compresses everything in, kind of keeps the heat in. And now for the compound butter, I'll take a spoon and release the skin from the breast meat. I'll go ahead and stuff that compound butter in. The softer it is, the easier it's going to be, and the more even you can get. What I do here, it's almost like tumors. You want to kind of stuff it in there and spread it around. Make sure you have an even layer. And do the same thing for the other breast. Just like so. Spread it around, try and make it as even as humanly possible. There's my tumored chicken. Season the outside, butter the outside or olive oil, and then season the outside with salt, pepper, and sage. I like to add some white wine to the bottom of the pan. About a cup. Throw it in at 400 degrees for an hour and 15 minutes. After that hour and 15 minutes, pull it out and kind of baste it with some more white wine. And let it cook for another 15 to 20 minutes. After that, take it out. Looking good. Well, yeah, one of these racks is very helpful with it. I mean, you can always have a pair of tongs or whatever, but I like this rack to take anything out of a roasting pan. And there we go. Let it rest for about 10 minutes, and then we're ready to carve. Remove your thread. You can cut it or try and untie it. A lot of times you can't untie it because it's just too fused together. So a lot of times it's easier to just cut it with scissors or a knife or whatever. And when you carve a chicken, first you want to take the leg / thigh off. That's the first place you go to. Take the leg and thigh. It can get kind of hard to release it, but find the joint and split the joint. And then you can separate the drumstick from the thigh. Again, just find that joint. Looks perfectly cooked to me. Nice and juicy. Do the same thing for the other side. Next, I'll usually take the wings off and separate them one at a time, and then yeah, find the joint. It's a nice looking flat there. Now for the breast, go right down the middle of it. You know, stay as close to the spine bone as possible, or the breastbone as possible. And just kind of separate. If it's cooked perfectly, it'll just kind of separate on its own. Just kind of work your knife down and just kind of spread it. The rest is looking moist. You get as much meat as possible if you want, and just separate it. Do the same thing for the other side. Try and get as much meat as possible on it. And a lot of times you can go horizontal with it, like I just did there, to try and separate it. I'm not super concerned about getting everything off the carcass because I'll probably make a soup or something out of this. But there we go. There's our chicken. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you do different. And thanks for watching.